Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us this Friday. I'm Jeanelle Slade. Jay is off tonight. Floodwaters rising across the state, taking out roadways, homes, and potentially bridges. As the waters get deeper and the supplies get lower, western Montana is hitting its limit, and now eastern Montana is proving it too will face more flooding this spring. Now in Missoula, experts foresee the impacts of this current flooding will last for weeks. Agencies from across the state are readying themselves in the area to deal with the mounting fallout from this natural disaster. Law enforcement is still stressing the importance of staying off the roads because even if the water looks shallow, it does not take much to sweep a vehicle away. Along with that, tonight more families are facing evacuation orders. The Missoula County authorities say 3 mobile homes that were washed away in the Clark Fork River are likely destroyed, and they now believe what's left of the homes does not pose a further threat to a critical bridge downriver. Now, the mobile homes loosened from their foundation as waters rose rapidly on the Clark Fork earlier this week. Flood responders were able to reach the scene initially by boat, but there was no way to get heavy equipment into that location. The initial concern was that the mobile homes would wash downstream and slam against the Kona Bridge connecting Missoula and Frenchtown. Well, this intense flooding often draws comparisons to past disasters. In this case, a Missoula flood in 1908. Back then, the water ripped through the Garden City, destroyed bridges and buildings, and cut the town in two. MTN's Jill Valley reports.
The Clark Fork River. Scenic, serene, home to wildlife. It's a river that demands respect.
It's the 100-year flood. So if you think about it, we're getting awfully close to being due again.
It's 1908, and for 33 days it rained and rained, and the Clark Fork River started to rise.
Floods everywhere, it just hit Missoula on, early June. And it began to knock out the different bridges. Eventually, it knocked out everything.
The river rose 12.5 feet. It was devastating. This house, torn from its foundation, floated away. This neighborhood is where the Holiday Inn Parkside is now located. It was underwater. Bridges everywhere collapsed under the force of the water and debris. Early in the disaster, the Higgins Avenue Bridge was holding on. In 1908, watching the flooding became a spectator sport. People would line the Higgins Avenue Bridge to watch the water and the debris rushing past underneath them. Well, the city engineer finally said enough was enough, and he ordered everybody off the bridge. He just didn't think it was safe anymore. And 1 hour later, the middle section of the Higgins Avenue Bridge fell into the river. All but this section that stood alone in the middle of the raging water.
Could have been disastrous. Could have been absolutely disastrous.
It was the last bridge standing, but now Missoula was literally cut in half. No phone lines, no way across the river. The Missoulian used a bow and arrow to fire its papers across the river to reach the south side of town. And by the way, if the bridge looks a little familiar, it's because that piece of the old Higgins Avenue Bridge is now used as the footbridge near the University of Montana. During the flooding, the Milltown, then the Bonner Dam, took a beating. Logs slammed into it, churning and twisting against the structure. What would happen if it gave way?
They seriously thought the dam would go. And if the dam had gone, all of Missoula at that point would have been underwater. I mean, forget it. It would have just been wiped away.
The dam held, and eventually the floodwaters receded. Back then, the Clark Fork River changed its course according to the weather, and it became a little too unpredictable. So finally in the 1960s, after another devastating flood in the 40s, the Army Corps of Engineers dug out deep channels to keep the river's flow deeper and more consistent, which helped create the river we know today.
Thanks, Jill. Now in 1908, the Clark Fork crested at just over 17 feet. Well, on this side of the Continental Divide, floodwaters are rising northeast of Livingston. The Park County Sheriff's Office posting alerts about the Shields River today. Take a look. As you can see, water is rushing over the riverbanks, taking out fences, barriers, and roadways with it. The Sheriff's Office is checking with residents in the area to make sure people are safe tonight. There are a number of sandbags and other flooding resources available to residents in the area. That full list is on our website, ktvq.com. On the weather front, we are going to jump to Saturday morning and the Montana Women's Run in downtown Billings. Bob, tell us you have some good news tonight.
It's kind of good news. We're going to get a lot of rain tonight, and we're going to get some rain during the run, but I don't think it's going to be as bad as it will be tonight.
Good.
We're expecting heavy rain overnight. It's a big upper-level low-pressure cell that's pushing a lot of rain out of Wyoming into Montana tonight. So here's your forecast. At 8 o'clock in the morning, it's going to be an 80% chance for rain showers, about 41 degrees. 41 degrees at 9 o'clock with an 80% chance for rain. And then as we head into noontime, it'll be up to 45 degrees, about a 70% chance for showers. Then when things start to wrap up around 3, it'll be 49 degrees with about a 70% chance for rain. Now, how much more rain are we going to get out of this thing? Well, it looks like maybe about a ½ an inch between now and the rest of the weekend. Not as bad as first thought. Anyway, we'll have the rest of your forecast in a few more minutes. Jeanelle?
All right, thanks so much, Bob. And yes, as Bob just said, it will be cool and rainy tomorrow morning, but that will not keep thousands of women from downtown Billings. If you're joining us for the races, here's what you need to know. The 5-mile starts at 8 a.m. on 2nd Avenue North between North 25th and North 24th Streets. The 2-mile starts at 9 a.m. at that same location. Now, several streets in the downtown Billings area will be shut off for part of the morning, so be aware of that, drivers. And after the race, join several of us from the Q2 News team at the awards ceremony. That gets going at 9:30. Family, friends, and fellow politicians rallied behind Senator John McCain today following leaked comments from a White House staffer. She reportedly disparaged the senator who is battling brain cancer. Danielle Nottingham reports.
John McCain's daughter and The View co-host Meghan McCain reacted to a comment allegedly made by White House communications aide Kelly Sadler. Two people in a closed-door White House meeting say Sadler dismissed the senator's opposition to the president's pick to lead the CIA because, quote, he's dying anyway.
I don't understand what kind of environment you're working in when that would be acceptable, and then you can come to work the next day and still have a job.
The 81-year-old Arizona Republican, who has spent 3 decades in the Senate, is undergoing treatment for brain cancer. According to White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders, Sadler is still working in the West Wing.
I'm not going to comment on an internal staff meeting.
The meeting followed McCain's plea for other senators to reject the nomination of Gina Haspel to be CIA director due to her views on torture. Retired Air Force General Thomas McInerney told Fox Business Network that torture works and accused McCain of giving the enemy information when he was tortured as a POW in Vietnam.
That's why they call him Songbird John.
Fox News says McInerney will not appear on the network again.
You have John McCain.
President Trump has been highly critical of McCain in the past, even suggesting it was McCain's own fault he was a prisoner.
He's a war hero because he was captured. I like people that weren't captured, okay?
The president and McCain have frequently clashed, most famously when McCain voted down a White House-led effort to repeal Obamacare. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, Los Angeles.
And CBS News has learned that Sadler did reach out to Meghan McCain to apologize. 350,000 absentee ballots went out across Montana today. Here in Yellowstone County, the elections office sent out more than 65,000 of those for the upcoming June primary election. Now, that election is June 5th. Voters across the state will decide which Democrat will take on Republican Congressman Greg Gianforte in the general election in November, and which Republican or Green Party candidate will take on Montana's senior Senator Jon Tester. This year's primary is special due to the fact that there's a Green Party candidate, so absentee voters will receive 3 ballots to choose from instead of 2. And remember, you must choose, vote, and submit just one of those 3 ballots. A local teenager is taking off her soccer cleats and shin guards and putting on her crown to compete nationally in Miss Teen USA. Ellie Munson has a 4.2 grade point average and is an academic award winner. Ellie balances cheerleading, soccer, student council, and work during the year. Having never competed in a pageant, she decided to step out of her comfort zone and give it a try. Not only did she compete, Ellie won Miss Montana Teen USA this year and heads to Louisiana tomorrow for the big competition.
They called me like the 5th girl, the 4th girl, the 3rd girl, and all of a sudden I was in top 2. And the girl that I was with was amazing. She's like the sweetest girl I've ever met. I was like, oh, she's totally got it. And we were even saying to each other, like, you're gonna win. Like, you totally have this. And they called my name and I just started bawling. And I don't really cry at stuff like that, but I just started bawling because I was so surprised. I think it's gonna really grow my character because you have to stay happy and really presentable full time. And I'm never like that. I'm like, throw my hair in a messy bun, go out the door, no makeup and shorts and a t-shirt. You can't really care what other people think because there's 50 other girls around you that are unique in their own way that you have to push through and show who you are above all those other girls. So that really builds a lot of character. I think anyone should do it.
Now, Ellie says the girls will take next week to prep and will compete in preliminaries on May 17th. The final Miss Teen USA competition is on May 18th. And of course, we wish her the best of luck. Coming up on tonight's 10 o'clock news, Face the Nation is getting a facelift. Jay Cohn sits down and gets a sneak peek at the new set. And later tonight in sports, divisional tennis championships on the line today. Scott shows us which Billings players win.
You're watching MTN News with Jay Cohn and Jeanelle Slade. Storm Tracker weather with Bob McGuire and sports with Scott Breen. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.